I had no idea that I wanted to make books. I was just with John one day at an art show that he was exhibiting in, and it was a group of people together in that space, and one of them was a bookmaker. And during a lull in the proceedings, she said, "Let's make a book." And that's how I started. And I just picked it up real quickly. Just had a natural talent for it. They are well put together. I make sure of that. I enjoy doing it. I put everything I have into making the books, all of my passion and ability into doing it. And so each one of these books is a special book. And I have to reach that point in my mind to know that I'm comfortable with creating special books, and these special books will go to special people, or people will buy them to give to special people. I would say that I struggle with every single book I put together, because mainly because I have a lack of confidence in my abilities, because I was never trained in the arts. Everything I have learned in the arts, I've learned through either working or just jumping in and doing something. I know how to put together several different types of books, so it doesn't become boring for me. But the question is, after you have the technique down of putting a book together, what do you want that book to say? That's where I struggle with too, is how what do I use to present the book? How do I assemble it so that it's pleasing and appealing and people will be interested in it? And I don't really know. I just go with whatever feels good. How I'll put papers out on the table and just stare at them for a long time and do lots of combination things. I do a lot of thinking about the book before putting it together, and most of the times I already have it all worked out in my head before I even start to tear the pages. So I don't know. That's the creative process, I guess. I don't know. That's what makes the book so interesting and personal, is when you enter into it. Until that point, it's just a dust collector. It's not complete unless you write in it. I make them so that you either buy them because you want to put your thoughts into it, or you want to give it as a gift for someone to put their thoughts into it. And until those thoughts get down in there, it's just a blank book, right? Maybe pretty, maybe lovely, but it's incomplete.
Yeah. So.
But I have discovered through making journals that people who will buy the journals and keep journals, again, it's very similar to the shrine work, is that journal writing is very ritualistic. And people who keep a journal seriously really treasure those journals. And they do look for a special book to enter those special thoughts into. And that's who I hope pick up my books. I'd love to write a book. I've always wanted to write a book. I've kept journals for years and years and years. But where to start? Where to start? I will sit down at my writing and say, well, I'm going to compile these and start getting things together for a book. I never get anywhere with it. I get stuck into reading what I've written.
Oh, that's?
He's got about 30 journals.
And the funny thing is, I can tell when a book is going to sell. Because people will come in and they'll gravitate to one book. And that'll happen over a period of several months. And that book is saying, you want to buy me. And it invariably goes. I can see that that book is going to be the next one that moves. For me, the making of the books is therapy. It's a meditative process for me because of the step work involved. And it's therapy because we were drawn up here for a reason that isn't entirely clear. I mean, there were superficial reasons that we wanted to come to Canada, but why we came to Denman still remains a bit of a mystery to us. And it's been a very healing process for us living here, especially for me. And I've spent all of my life denying the creative part of me because of my upbringing being a very rigid upbringing. Art was not something you really indulged in. That was something that was always, when you have absolutely nothing else to do, then maybe you can do some art. There's a regenerative feeling here that I think a lot of people come to the island for, whether it's conscious or subconscious. I think because I'm going to go out on a limb here. A lot of people come to Denman, I feel, because they're wounded.
Most people.
And it's a place to heal. I know it's been a healing place for me, very much so. And my work here with the books is part of a therapy that I'm partaking of. It's part of the work that we're doing here, John with the shrines, and me with the books, and us with the property.
And working with the Children's Peace Project.
Working with the Children's Peace Project, which is coming into our lives rather strongly, to somehow create a difference in a very small way.